So next, I think we're going to focus on the stem and try to get some of this done before we start messing with backgrounds and the grass or moss or whatever that is down there. I'm gonna start with some raw umber, and I'm just gonna start pulling in some of this, whatever these things are called that are under the mushroom. I don't know what they're called. They don't have to be completely uniform or perfect. I have a small one of these that I was talking about, these blending tools, and we can go in and soften a lot. Typically for anything in the shadows, you want a cooler, neutral color. And that way it stands out from the warmer main focus here that isn't in shadow. And I did go in with some cool neutral color around the edge of this, and I might do more before we're done. I'll probably go in with some blues or something just to cool that down a little bit and then focus here. You don't have to use a blender like this. You can just blend by putting the pastels on top of each other. I have done many, especially with animal fur, where I did not blend at all, and that's perfectly fine. Or if you want a looser style, you know, where you're just putting the pastel down and more painterly strokes, that's fine too. I bought these blenders and I wanted to try them and see how they work, so I figured why not do that here. I'm softening up a lot of this, and we'll go back in with lighter pastels and pull stuff back out and cover a lot of this probably up. Thinking that I probably should have just put this dark color down and then went in with the light after I blended it out, but yeah, we'll see how this goes. I really like this tool, I'm not gonna lie. This sucker, you can really get in and blend and make a nice smooth blend on this paper. I don't know how it works on cheaper paper, but for this more expensive pastel paper that takes beading, this works really nicely. I'm liking what it's doing. It softens a lot. I'm just gonna soften it all up and kind of blur it, and then I can pull those highlights back out. I'm kind of liking this a little better. And that's the nice thing about pastels though. If you don't like something, it's pretty easy to cover it up and fix it. So I don't like the way that was looking, so I'm gonna go back in and fix it a little bit. Let me soften it up. And we'll just pull the highlights back out. Just gonna add a little bit of this for the shadow here. If you're wondering, I'm doing what everyone tells you not to do, and I'm sharpening my pastel pencils with a sharpener. I have a really good sharpener and I don't have issues with it. A lot of times people will tell you not to do it because it eats up your pencil or it'll cause breakage sometimes, but I'm not having issues with these at all. I've got really severe arthritis in my thumb, so eating a little bit more of the pencil, if that's what it's doing, I don't really think it is, with this sharpener, is worth it for my hand not to be in excruciating pain by the time I'm done from sharpening, especially with colored pencils, but it's these two. Okay, hopefully you guys can see now how the shadows, the forms are starting to take shape. We still have a lot of work to do, but that's okay. I'm just trying to work out all the texture, shadows, and stuff on the mushroom stems. I'm just going in, I don't know what color this is. It's a light beige. I'm just going in and trying to work back and forth and pull some of the highlights back out that I want to keep. I'm going with the pattern on the stem. I'm not scribbling sideways. I'm going up and down because these lines showing up on the stem, that's the pattern they're making, and I want to try to keep that and enhance that. This is just that neutralish green that I used on the mushrooms before, and I'm just kind of putting a little bit of that in the shadows. Just cooling the shadows off even more. Just a very quick, gentle blend over the pastel. All right, how's everybody else's mushroom looking? I think we're looking pretty good. Hopefully you guys are liking what you're seeing too. I think it's gonna look pretty cool when it's done, so we'll see. Continue with what I was doing here, adding some of this pale greenish, grayish blue into the shadows to kind of cool those shadows off a little bit. This is just a, what is it, Prussian blue, I guess. Very, very light, just to knock the edges of the mushroom back into shadow a little bit so they look three-dimensional. And then around that edge there. That looks nice. Hopefully you can see that. I'm gonna do that on the remaining 3, I guess. Very glad I bought these. These are a very handy tool. I don't know how I got by without them before. I didn't realize until now that both of these pencil sets are very limited on the very light, like a light beige or a cream color. We have one cream color. This light gray is too dark still. This is kind of it, man. This, whatever this light beige is all I got. It's like a cream color. The rest of them are just too dark or too pink or something. Something not right. So that's something when I head back to Blix, I'm gonna have to keep an eye out and see if I can find some more pencils that are in this color range here. I'm trying to decide what I want to do next. I kind of feel like I should bring some of this, just a very tiny bit, couple of these spots where we need some more contrast. Right here in the, this is gonna be closer to us than what's back here. So we want a little more detail here to pop out. And I'll get it when I go in with to do the highlights again, but I'm trying to get a little bit more of an edge here with this shadow. Not a lot, just like with the, where we added this up here, we don't need a lot. Just some definition here along this side. It'll give it a little bit more depth. Okay, I think now I'm going to focus a little bit on the background, and then we'll come back to the foreground and work on our mushrooms some more, and then we can add some moss and stuff down here. So need some greens, some browns, probably some yellows. And again, if you don't have pastel pencils and all you have is chalk soft pastels, that's fine, use them. Or if you have a different brand of colored pencil, pastel pencils, it's fine, use them. Use whatever you got. The reason why I want to go ahead and get the background done is in case we need to touch up anything here along the edge. Once we get the background done, we can do that. Technically, I normally would do the background, not always, but a lot of times I try to do the background first and work my way forward. That's probably the ideal way to do it, but I didn't feel like that. So I didn't do it this time. But typically that's probably how you should work. And it is easier a lot of times to use the stick pastel to do backgrounds or pan pastels because you can cover large areas, but I didn't want to get too overly complex for people that might not have all that stuff. Just use what you have. The only thing I will suggest, I mean, if you don't have it, that's fine. Like I said, work with what you have. But I've said this before, if you have to splurge on anything, or one thing I should say, make it the paper. Paper should be the highest quality that you can afford because it really does make all the difference. It can take the wear and tear, it can take layers and layers, it can take solvent, you know, everything that you might want to do. The expensive paper generally can handle it. So cheap paper will pill, it will buckle, it will peel, and it'll just not handle the medium as good as a more expensive, it must be eraser dust, a more expensive paper. So that's my advice. You know, if you're strapped for money but you do want better quality, just make sure the first thing you spend money on is the paper. It will make the difference. This Pastelmat stuff is the best thing I have ever, and there's other brands, but Pastelmat, best thing I've ever used for pastels. There's also velour paper and sanded paper, and those also work really nicely. It just depends on your preference and what you're using. Just adding another green, and I'm gonna go back in with a darker green as well. All right, guys, that's it for part 2. Please come back for part 3 coming soon. Also, please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you next time. Bye.